Christmas brought so much joy, couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans! You know, there's 104 days until Christmas 2025. Oh, hi, Peanut. How are you? Peanut has decided to join us here for the show today. Good to see you all here today. And we're going to talk about Star Wars toys. We brought this up last week because the Haslab project, Hasbro's Haslab project, was coming to an end. The LAAT gunship from specifically, most people remember it from Attack of the Clones and the Battle of Geonosis there. And 2026 is going to be Hasbro's big Battle of Geonosis campaign and how important the gunship was. So we were going to wait until that Haslab finished, and then we're going to talk about toys because Lego has released a high dollar Star Wars set as well. So we want to just get into all of that. Yeah, the Saber Smith. Hello there. Oh, yeah, we're talking toys. Let's go. We're going to do that. And then Brandon Alvarez. I saw Brandon. I didn't get the system set up soon enough, but Brandon said, hey, everybody, remember to do the liking and the sharing and the subscribing if you haven't already. I do set up these streams to be for subscribers only. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to financially support, but that gets rid of the bots that sometimes come up in the chat. Even though I'm a tiny channel, we've had some infiltrate in the past, so we get rid of those. And then let's see. Hold on. Peanut wants to go back. All right, there we go. Peanut wants to go back here on the chair. And then we do have weekly meetings for our subscribers and members. So those who support the channel financially, you guys literally keep this channel going. You guys are the ones that give me inspiration every day and every week to keep doing this show. And this time is not exactly rife with Star Wars content. So we've got other things to talk about. We're going to talk about toys today. So I wanted to say hi to Brandon. I want to say hey to Saber Smith. And as you join the chat, I'll be watching to see who else shows up with us today. I know my friend Yarn, you know him as Star Wars Fits. He's traveling. We've got different things going on today. So just to get in here, let's start off with this Haslab project. Okay, so the last month and a half has been consumed with the Hasbro. I'm gonna bring this up so you guys can see the Haslab project. This gunship. Right. So the gunship was $450. Huge push there in the last few days, as it typically goes with these Haslab projects. And this ended up funding with a total of 10,541 backers, which was enough to get Tier 1 unlocked. And the way these Haslabs work is it's crowdfunding, essentially. You get enough people to back it, they'll make it. And they make it, and that's it. They don't make them again, so you're either in or you're out. And people learned this back in the day when they did Jabba's sail barge. I don't know how many of you I've followed along with Hasbro, these Haslab projects long enough. But let me I'll drop this in here so you can see. This was the sail barge. It's iconic. It's the first vintage collection Hasbro Haslab project. It was before a lot of people kind of got wind of and kind of picked up on what these things were. And at this point, these sail barges are wickedly expensive. If you find them out in the wild, right? You're out there in a store, you're out there somewhere. We're gonna. I see you, Matt Risman. We're gonna get to that in just a second. This thing is very hard to get hold of, and the price is ridiculously high to get hold of it. Since then, there have been several other campaigns, but we just touch base here. And there's some discussion about, did Hasbro manage this campaign well? Just a quick history. So we had the sail barge, and then we had this thing back here. I'll go back this way. Hold on. We had this Razor Crest. People said, "Oh, I learned my lesson with that sail barge. Better get myself a Razor Crest." And then, as history would provide, the future of the Razor Crest was much the same as the history of the future of that sail barge. Right? Kaboom! Oh, it blew up. Now the good news for collectors are that the new Mando Grogu movie promises to give us another Razor Crest, and there's going to be some difference. There's going to be some differences. And Matt says, "Santa can't wait to get the next Haslab Razor Crest." No, I still have a Haslab Razor Crest completely unboxed, unopened, sitting in the other room, waiting for my fellow collector friends who are like, "Oh, son of a gun, I need another one." I'll say, "Oh, so happens Santa's got one right here that I can sell you." So we've got the Razor Crest back here, and the scale of these is tremendous. They're great. We'll just go down the vintage collection line. After this Razor Crest, there were a couple of Black Series experiments. Let's put it that way. Let me share my screen again. So the first Black Series Haslab, this Rancor. I think that was first. And now my brain's trying to say, "No, Brian, you got it wrong." I think it was this Rancor. The Rancor for the Black Series fell short. It did not meet its funding target. So they did not make it. They're not going to make it. It doesn't exist. So this is no, not $100. No. No, that second Razor Crest, more than what I paid for it. Oh, more than $100 more than what I paid for it. We'll put it that way. Even after shipping, I'm going to. That's going to be high. So this Rancor, Black Series Rancor, it was a fantastic figure, but the Haslab, the folks at Hasbro, they did a few things that people were like, didn't make sense. First of all, the keeper, right, the Rancor keeper guy was not part of the initial campaign, not as a tier unlock, not as a tier anything. It wasn't available. You could not get that with the project. People were like, doesn't make sense. If you watch Star Wars, you saw the Rancor in the Rancor pit. You got to have the keeper. But it took way late in the campaign for them to come and say, hey guys, we changed our mind. Here's the keeper. You can get him if you'll back this thing. Well, there were other figures. Famously, people wanted Ula, the dancer in Jabba's palace, right? That they open the pit and she goes to be breakfast for the Rancor. Before they sent Luke down there to be lunch. So they wanted to get Ula as a figure, and they did not make that either. Then thirdly, for me anyway, it came with the gate, right? Where you could, the Rancor could be behind the gate. And then it had this diorama that went around it. It was a cardboard diorama. You're like, wait a second, you want me to pay how much for a cardboard diorama with my figure? I think you should do better than that. So people were not impressed with the cardboard diorama. People were not impressed that with the figures that were offered. Well, I should take that back a little bit. These are Black Series figures, just to be clear. Black Series figures. Those are 6-inch figures, not the 3 3/4 ones, right? So 3.75 inch. So these Black Series figures, the 6-inch figures, they did have some fantastic figures that were part of the campaign that were not mainlined because it never backed, but people were not impressed enough to pay the premium to get this Black Series Rancor. You see, it's a pretty major piece of furniture, right? Yeah. Why is Matt Risman the only person in chat? Literally, I know, Matt. Why? We had Sabersmith. I appreciate that, Sabersmith. I know, teacher. And we had our friend Brandon and Brandon Alvarez here earlier. But where's everybody? Hello, there's Nick. Hello, good to see you, Mumbo Jimbo. Mumbo Jimbo's here. Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for joining. As I said before, save my money for Lego. Lego's getting, but we're going to get to Lego here in a second. So this Rancor failed. Black Series Rancor failed. Remember, we've had a couple of vintage collection already that passed. Then we get on to the next Black Series and that Matt Risman was talking about. There was another Black Series Haslab. It was this Inquisitor lightsaber. The Inquisitor lightsaber is a kind of an iconic design. If you've watched the Rebels, especially, you know that the helicopter sabers, they're important. But then it also showed up in Kenobi. This specific lightsaber was the one by Grand Inquisitor Reva, right? And people were like, I don't even know who Reva is. Why not the Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber? You're going to give me an iconic lightsaber. And the price of this thing was like $500 to get yourself a lightsaber. $499, I think it was. May have even been more. $499 to get a lightsaber. It was a pretty impressive lightsaber, but at the end of the day, it's a Black Series Force Effects lightsaber. These things typically sell for under $200, like for just a Force Effects lightsaber. I've got Rey's Force Effects lightsaber right up there on my Rey shelf. It's right there. I love it. It's the construction of them is great. The design of them is great. Everything about them just wonderful. I'm very, very happy with my Force Effects lightsaber. And then here's the other. So you can see the lightsaber has the fold down kind of feature. It's got the double blade feature. You can do it single blade, double blade, nice everything, right? Fantastic project. It failed. There's another Black Series figure that failed. Project Haslab. So what did Hasbro do? They went back to the vintage collection, our good vintage collection line, and they did the Ghost. That fantastic ship from Rebels, the Rebels crew. And you've seen the Ghost already a couple of times. We saw the Ghost most recently in Ahsoka Season 1. You're going to see it more. All right. Could you press a button on the saber here? The iconic Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. No. So, Sabersmith, I must be real picky because I didn't want that either. I wasn't, look, I'm not a Black Series collector. I'm a vintage series collector. And I've limited my collection down to the Mandalorian because there's just so much to collect. I could fill this entire room with vintage collection figures, vintage collection vehicles, all of that. I've tried to limit it down to Mandalorian, but along come the Ghost. The Ghost fully funds, and then we get the Cantina. You guys saw the Cantina. I'm going to do more unboxing of it as we go along, and then this gunship, vintage collection. And just to give you guys a little bit of both Black Series figures failed, right? Both Black Series projects failed. The Razor Crest, they just give you some numbers here. Razor Crest had 28,000 backers, 28,000 for this Razor Crest, right? The Ghost from Rebels, total backers, 21,700. That's quite impressive. So we went from 28,000 with the with the Razor Crest, 21,700 with the Ghost. Those ships sold like gangbusters. Popular ships. The other thing with that are the features that came with it. The tier unlocks that came with it. People wanted them. They're high demand. Like you can get see if I still have the figures here. I think I got some of them right here. I've got them somewhere here. But you can get the carded figures that came with that were never made available before. Vintage collection line. I'll just go back here. All right. So we had 28,100 with the Razor Crest, 21,700 with the Ghost, with our Cantina that I started the unboxing last week. I got my Cantina. They're shipping out now. People are getting them now. There's all kinds of reviews of this Cantina. The Cantina went for 14,700. Big drop off from the 21,000 and 28,000. You lost a third of the backers between the Razor Crest and the Ghost. It was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Well, so what they do is they come out with this gunship from the prequel era. Important ship from the prequel era. Think about other ships and oh, Matt Risman. You think about these other ships that in Star Wars that you could create as a vintage collection project. Then the gunship is certainly an important prequel era ship to make. So, in addition to others, but for vintage collection, this gunship just squeaked over the line. It needed 8,000 to back. It got 10,500. So we went from 28,000, 21,700, 14,700, to 10,500. We're on a downward trajectory on these Haslabs. What is the future for Star Wars Haslabs? That's the question that I wanted to bring up for the day. I invited a couple folks to join me. Nobody was available on the schedule for today, but that's fine. We can talk to you guys about it. Let's see. Mumbo Jimbo, you're going to be spending that amount of money on a lightsaber. There are plenty of other manufacturers, about a dozen more other lightsaber hilts somebody want before Revis. Well, yeah, you're exactly right. Like the Grand Inquisitor. You're going to do an Inquisitor lightsaber, right? You've got your mind on an Inquisitor one. From Kenobi, you have other Inquisitors to choose from. You got the Grand Inquisitor, you had what was that, the third brother, and then Reva, right? You've got 3 Inquisitors right off the bat you can choose from. You can take the Grand Inquisitor, the most iconic, or you can take one of the underlings. Which one are you going to do? Right? Especially for that kind of money. Why did they not do the Grand Inquisitor? It made no sense, right? You say something wrong once and yeah. Figure and Dan from the modal nodes, right? From the Cantina scene in New Hope. Honestly, I haven't bought any Star Wars since Celebration. I got the Ronin exclusive, which was awesome. That's months ago. Yeah. So, what's the figure of Haslabs? Would they do another Black Series Haslab? I know that Hasbro has kind of played around with it. They've thought about it. There's certainly some discussion being held about another Black Series Haslab project. Which one is iconic enough to get you to shell out $500 or $600 for a Black Series Haslab? What would you pay? What would you pick? What? Let me know. Is there anything you can think of that would be Black Series scale? So your 6-inch figures fit in to scale for the Black Series. You got to think about like AT-AT would be way too big, right? Like for a 6-inch figure in AT-AT, that's going to stand maybe 4 feet, 5 feet tall. That's crazy, right? You can't do a 5-foot tall AT-AT for even $600. An AT-ST, still, you're not going to get that, right? That's too big. An AT-ST would maybe be possible, right? But my goodness, that's a big piece of hardware. So, what would you get for a Black Series Haslab? I can't think of anything. An X-Wing, a Black Series X-Wing, like Red 5 X-Wing, maybe. That's still going to be quite a large X-Wing. I can see that being very popular. So we'll see. Will they do another Black Series Haslab? Vintage collection. All right, we've got this one out of the way. We've got the gunship from the prequels. We've got the Jabba's sail barge from the original trilogy. We've got the Ghost from the prequel era as well. You've got the you've got the Razor Crest from Mandoverse era. What would be the next vintage collection item that you would want to see? And I'll tell you what I've seen on some of the vintage collection boards. So I'll give you guys a second. Tell me your thoughts. What would you want? We've got I keep forgetting about my Cantina. We've got the Cantina right here from the, all of the eras, right? So that Cantina has been there for the original and for the Mandoverse, which is why I have it for the Mandoverse. So there's that. What would you want? Nick says at London Film and Comic Con a couple months ago, got a pretty sweet Shadow of the Empire double figure pack with Boba and IG-88. Oh, you get your original Bounty Hunters. Fantastic. Comes with a comic. It's been unopened since the 90s. Great series. I want new Star Wars stuff, not stuff done repeatedly. This was a complaint of the gunship. That a lot of vintage collection people were like down on this gunship because they said, well, you've made vintage collection gunship before. We have it. We have it in our greedy little hands. We don't need another gunship. Quit giving us gunships. Well, they've never made a gunship to scale at all. Like not even close. The other gunships, you could get a vintage collection figure in there, but it wasn't to scale whatsoever. Not even close. So the gunship made sense to me, but what would you do? What would be the next one? The Mos Eisley Cantina song by Figurin' Dan and his band is so great. Yes, it instantly recognizable. Fantastic. A classic in '77. They really knew how to play the instruments. Jumbo, don't let Matt Risman corrupt you, Jim. Don't do it. Already have the gunship in Lego. Yeah, well, there's that too. We'll get to Lego here in a second. So, vintage collection. If you're a vintage collection scale person, what would you want? I can tell you what they're talking about on the message boards. At least one of the message boards I've been following. They want the Death Star. Now, we're going to talk about Lego Death Star here in a moment because the Lego Death Star has gotten a lot of attention here in the last week or two. I've been putting it off for this discussion today. That Lego Death Star, the Death Slice, as people like to call it. And I'm sure you guys have seen this. You know what I'm talking about. if I bring it up on Lego's website here, it's this guy, right? The Death Slice. It's a fantastic Lego collection. We'll talk about it more in a bit. But this is, look there. It's definitely a slice of the Death Star, right? And that's no cake. Yeah. So think about this. If you are a vintage collection, right, person, you want vintage collection project, another Haslab. You want a Death Slice? You want a vintage collection Death Slice? You saw the size of this Lego one, right? And it houses those minifigs, right? The small little figures. Imagine that scaled up to 3 3/4 size. Imagine how big that Death Slice would be, right? The Haslab Death Slice. When people are like, no, Santa, we don't want a Death Slice. We want it like the Cantina. We would like to get these what are they called? Dioramas. Like we would like to get the play sets. So give us a play set of several different play sets, and we could then stack them. Hello, good people. Hello there, favorite galactic hostess, Star Wars Meg, one of my bestest friends. Meg has been beautiful. I appreciate you listening to me this week, Meg. Going through some issues, getting old and being down. Meg was great. She listened to me. Start working on my video now. Sold a guitar today, which I'm happy about. You're happy about selling a guitar? Yeah, you have other guitars. So, thank you, Meg. No, thank you so much for listening. I have made some fantastic friends. Matt is a wonderful friend. He hazes me. You have over 20. I would say you have an issue, Meg. You might have a problem. If you've got more than, a dozen guitars, you might have a guitar collection problem. I'm just saying. How many guitars does one girl need? No. Matt's lying. The next Haslab for vintage collection. A lot of folks are saying they want the Death Star. And what they're saying is, will give us several dioramas, like, the Cantina, or like we've got back here, we've got from Mandalorian, we've got the Cantina scene from there. I've got the hallway scene over here from Mando, Grogu, Mandalorian. So give us those dioramas, and then let us stack them to create a Death Slice, right? So give us some of those iconic, like the hangar bay. Give us, all the. You have TVC Bib Fortuna. Yes, I do. Where is he? He's back there. Yes, I do. He's back there with the cantina, with the Boba's throne room right there. Yeah. In fact, I've still got him carded in the box. Let me see if I've got him right here. Hold on. That was a great question, Meg. Let's see. Oh, I've got a drawer full of figures here. Where is he? Oh, no, not that one. Let's see. Where is he? Where are you, Bib? He's probably in the drawer back there. He's probably back there. I've got another one. So, look, the modular Death Star for vintage collection, it's a really good idea. The question is, how much of a modular Death Star, would you get for a single Haslab campaign? All of them? So you think how many would be involved? Right? If we just go back here to this guy, I'm going to bring this back up here. Right? And we'll talk about this more in just a moment. Yeah, so be patient with me. If we just talk about this, so you see each of the areas. Like there's the hangar. You've got the area where Luke and Leia are swinging across the void. You go down here. You've got Obi-Wan Kenobi shutting off the power grid. You got the Emperor's throne room. You've got the trash compactor. You got to have the trash compactor. Then you got the control room. Where the 3PO and R2 hung out, and the stormtrooper came in and banged his head because he didn't wait for the door to open. Kapong. Yeah, I love that scene. One of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. Stormtrooper banging his head on the door as he walks in. Fantastic. So hey, there's KG. Good to see you. I do have a lot of Rey figures. I don't have enough Rey figures though, Matt. I need more. I need more. In fact, I was chatting with a friend of mine this morning down there in Florida, a little bit further south than you are. Right. So I was talking to Yadi. Yadi sent me a picture from a toy store near her that's got a Rey figure I would absolutely love to have. It's a figurine, not a posable thing. Would absolutely love it. But I can't afford it right now, and it's in Florida. So I would have to go down to Orlando and go shopping and have Yachty take me to the store where I could buy it, assuming it's still there. Somebody hasn't already bought it. Okay, so if we do a Haslab, you get what 5 or 6 of these dioramas. Think about what this last. Think about this cantina. Right? The cantina was like $500, $400. But yeah, $500 for just the cantina itself. How many dioramas do you make, and how much would that cost? Right? How much would it cost? Modular Death Star for vintage collection. Do you do several of them? Do you do like 5 Haslabs? Each of them, say $300 to $400. We'll price them down at $399. So $399. Do you do like 5 at $400 each? You're gonna spend $2,000 building a Death Star diorama? Yowza. That'd be quite expensive. So I thought I would go through and just talk about just a little bit what has been happening with Vintage Collection and Black Series here. We go back here and just go back. So go to Haslab, Hasbro's Pulse website. You'll see, of course, the Vintage Collection Haslab there, the gunship, which thankfully funded, and we got 1 tier unlocked. Then you've got some of these holiday figures in the Black Series. These are great. There are people who collect holiday figures of all different genres. They don't care. They're not necessarily Star Wars collectors. They buy all kinds of things. So I love these holiday ones. I would love to have a Santa 3PO and Elf Grogu. Not in my budget. Not in my budget. If somebody wants to send it to me, I would love it, but I don't have one. Look, the Reindeer Trooper. I love the Reindeer Trooper with. I love these guys. I would love. I've got 1 holiday figure back there on my shelf. I would love them. We got a lot of these Black Series figures. What's the future? You guys seen this Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker diorama from Revenge of the Sith? Have you guys seen that thing? Let's see if it's in here. I think they may have. No, it was an exclusive. It's not out here now. They're green now. So if you go back here to the Obi-Wan and Anakin, that diorama was over $100. But it's amazing the amount of detail. I said that the Black Series have kind of progressed in some of these dioramas that they've released lately. And I kind of scrolled past the one down here. Of course, you've got, Asajj and more prequel era stuff. Here's our stranger, Chimere. He's sold out. Yeah, I know that Matt's a huge Chimera fan. He needs himself, 3 or 4 of those guys. But they're sold out, Matt. None for you. I know it's lame. You've been roasting me, but mine didn't. Yeah, it's lame. Just give it up. Quit. But this diorama here, right? You got Luke and Vader. This is an amazing Black Series kind of diorama set, right? It's a fantastic set for $70. What the Black Series is doing, what Hasbro is doing with the Black Series, big fan. I love it. I'm not a Black Series collector, but they're doing some great figures, iconic figures, right? You see back here, here's Darth Malgus. You got Star Killer, Revan, right? You got some of the classics right here. Darth Malak again, of course, Ahsoka there. And then look here, Vintage Collection, another iconic ship. This Vader's tie, right? The tie Advanced. I ordered myself one of these, right? But that's $140. $140 for a Vintage Collection scale ship. So my question, who are the customers for Black Series and Vintage Collection Series figures, right? Meg, Matt says, Meg, I bought the Plo Koon microfighter with a droid with no legs from Walmart on clearance for $15. Hey, there's Baymax. Good to see you, my friend. I'll buy Chimera figure from day one. I have all the other Knights of Ren. Yeah. Oh, nice job. Very good, Meg. If you need to be watching Meg's videos, if you're not, she'll tell you all the important stuff you need to know. I got you. Vintage Collection. They're mostly 35-year-olds and older. How many kids? I'm a Santa Claus, and my season is getting ready to start up. I'm getting booked for Santa appearances all the time. My calendar is nearly full for this upcoming season, and I meet with hundreds and hundreds of kids. There's in the years I've been doing this is my 9th season as a Santa Claus. Vintage Collection or Black Series figures, they don't come up. Kids don't. If they ask for Star Wars stuff, they may ask for like a Star Wars figure or whatever. They're not specific. I want a Vintage Collection, Luke from New Hope. None of that kind of stuff. They'll ask for Lego Star Wars. I get Lego Star Wars all the time. I get lightsabers sometimes. I get costumes, because right after Halloween, they're like, oh, I'd like a Kylo Ren costume. I've gotten that asked before. Not once have I had a kid ask for a prequel era anything. Not once. 9 years, thousands of kids. Not once have they asked for a prequel era anything. Mostly it's original trilogy, right? Darth Vader. I want a Darth Vader. Sometimes Kylo Ren, right? They love Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. That's what I get. And then tons and tons of Lego. Vintage Collection and Black Series figures are primarily for nostalgia. You've got people who grew up watching the prequels, the original trilogy, and now the sequel trilogy. As they get older, they want to build the scenes from those movies, and they go back to buy those figures. Right? That's the future, in my opinion. Vintage Collection, Black Series Collection, and of course, you can never forget these guys. Right? You can't forget these guys. Are Sideshow Collectibles. These fantastic hot toy figures. We did a channel giveaway, and I gave away the Boba Fett and Throne along with Fennec Shand. I gave that away as a set. I need this guy, this Blurg. Santa and Blurgs. I've got several of them. I've got 4 of them on the shelf right here behind me. I've got one in the drawer that I kept boxed. I don't have one of these. Now, I do have the Power of the Force, not Power of the Force, the little guy there. He's back there. I got another Blurg back there. I do not have this guy. This guy would be fantastic. I don't have him either. $320. Not my budget. But look, here again, these Sideshow collectibles, these hot toy figures are amazing. The amount of detail on them. Santa does have one, and you guys already know this. I have one hot toy figure on the shelf, right up there. Let me see. Can you guys see? I tip it up this way. Yep, right up there. You see? Right here. Black Series. I mean, a vintage collection hot toy. Right there. There she is. Right? I've got one. That's it. That's all I've got. The budget on those is just way too high, right? Can't afford. Oof. I got my camera all messed up now because I moved it. Ooh, it's shaky. So I've got Ray Palpatine, Skywalker, right up there. I've got her up there. From Rise of Skywalker, Ray. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. So I think when hot toys are for those special figures that mean a lot to you, and you want to have them, just the budget on them is so high. Immo Black Series would be nice. Well, you might get your wish, Sabersmith, after we get Mando Grogu, right? Yes, Rod of the Hutt in Black Series. I think it's almost guaranteed, Meg. I think that Hasbro will take the opportunity to redo the Hutt. What do they call it? The molds and whatnot, right? For vintage and Black Series scale. And I saw Baymax saying I can neither confirm nor deny, right? Yeah, I think that's a guarantee we're going to get that. I would. Oh my goodness, we haven't even gotten to like Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew is a fantastic show. If people haven't watched it yet, it's one of the best. Just sit down and have fun watching a Star Wars series. My goodness, so good. I really love it. So look, there's the vintage collection, Black Series, Sideshow collectibles, hot toys. We need to talk about this guy. I've been asked multiple times, Santa. What do you think about this Lego? $1,000 for the Death Slice. There you go. You can see it right there. The Death Slice. $1,000 for that. Do you think it's worth it? Does it make you mad? No, it doesn't make me mad. Look here. Look. They're expensive. Oh, so expensive. But look at the features here. The trash compactor. You can see gears. It's working. You got a Diagonal there. Look, here's the trash compactor chute. Leia's getting ready to go down the slide. Right. It's just so good. You see the size of it there. Look at the size of that thing. It's fantastic. It's got lots of hidden features in it. You got a shuttle. I saw where you can open up there you go. There's the Emperor's throne room. A bunch of guys sitting around the round table there. It's got hidden rooms in it that you can open. There's lots of fun there's features involved with this. $1,000. $1,000 US dollars. Holy smokes. Thousands a lot. But that's inflation for you. Sabersmith, nope, and nope. Hey, KG, that's Snow Moon. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Bob's your uncle. Good to see you. I want to go back here, and I want to show you something. Because that's No Moon. It's the biggest Lego Death Star Wars set yet. $1,000. Well, let's go see Millennium Falcon right here. They're very popular. $850. As Meg mentioned, that's inflation for you. 850 smackaroos. 850 for the Falcon. 850. That's a lot. Holy smokes. 75,000 pieces for the Falcon. 850 for an extra 150. You go from 17,000 or 75,192 pieces. Or no, this is seven. No, I'm sorry. Seven. Sorry. I'm misreading. 7,541 pieces. 7,541 pieces for the Falcon. So you go to 1,000 pieces for the Death Star. Here we go. $1,000 for the Death Star. You go from 7,500 pieces to 9,000 pieces. 9,000 pieces. 7,500. I'm off, Meg. Or K, KG. 7,500. 7,500. Yeah. 9,000 pieces for this. It's not ridiculously overpriced for what it is, right? Out of my budget, I would love to have one, but Santa can't afford $1,000. Look, the one figure that I've been dying for, and Matt brought this up earlier. This guy will be mine. I will have it when it becomes available. I'm going to have it October 1st. We're going to get it. We're going to get that. I see your question, Meg. I'll get to it in just a second. Great question, by the way. So 700 pieces. I've got to have this. This is fantastic. The figure that I have been the Lego set that I have been just crazy over, obsessed with, and I want it so bad, but I haven't been able to pull the trigger on it yet. Let me see if I can find. It's the. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Newest. If I do newest, can I find it? Let's see if I can find it. 1 second here. It's the Dark Falcon. It's the Black Falcon from the new universe Lego. What is it? Something Galaxy. Something the Galaxy. Right. I want that in bad way. Here it is. Force of Destiny. The Dark Falcon. This where did it go? The Forces of Destiny Dark Falcon. This is not it. This is not the Falcon you're looking for. Where is it? Rebuild the Galaxy Dark Falcon. If I just put that in here, hold on. Dark Falcon. Maybe we do this. Here it is. Oh, I want this set so bad. I want it so bad. I Rebuild the Galaxy. This, oh my goodness. I saw this at the Lego store when we were in Kansas City, and they had it on the shelf. I actually had my hands on the box. And I was like, oh, I need it. Santa needs it. Oh, the look of the Dark Falcon, first of all, is fantastic. Secondly, I love the story. Look at this. The blacked out Falcon. It's just fantastic. I love it so much. And then the story with Darth Jar Jar. You get the white version of Vader. You got Dark Ray there. Just a fantastic show. I want this set so bad, but I can't afford it. Can't afford it. Not in the budget. Makes me sad. Yes, I need the Dark Ray minifig. I have several Ray minifigs back there. I've got hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Ray minifigs on the shelf right there. And I've got a Kylo. But I don't have a Dark Ray minifig. I got a Dark Ray Black Series figure, not this one. So Lego. I bring this up. I've been mentioning this for some time. As Santa, Lego, Barbie, those I get asked for all day long, every day. I want a Lego set. What kind of Lego set? Any kind of Lego set. I get requests for Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter, Lego, you name it. People all day long ask for Lego sets. I get families ask for Lego sets. I get kids, adults, people are always asking for Lego sets. And I should have invested in Lego a few years ago when I started seeing this, because Lego stock is going up through the roof because Lego demand is increasing. They built new Lego factories to help avoid some tariff situations that are places. We don't have tariffs in the North Pole. Don't worry about it. But anyway, look, it's crazy out there, right? Lego is super hot. It's high demand, and when you think about kids, right? When I was a kid, I couldn't afford. We were very poor. I may have mentioned you guys, like we lived in a mobile home trailer, and we had our power turned off because we couldn't pay the electricity. Wintertime, like snow outside, we had no power. There was no lights. We were lighting by candlelight, and we had propane furnaces, not propane, kerosene heaters, and we hung up curtains over the hallway so that we all lived just in one space with the kerosene heater, did not freeze to death. We were poor. We were homeless for a while. Very poor. I didn't have the original Star Wars figures. We couldn't afford it. I never had it, but boy, I wanted them in a bad way, a real bad way. So now, yeah, I've got lots of Star Wars figures. Right? I've got the Falcon down there. I'm getting another bookshelf. I'm going to add here to put more figures on, so you guys can see more of the collection. But I've got the Falcon back there. I've got an ATST back there. I've got this nose speeder back there. I've got these things from that I dreamed about as a kid. Kids today, growing up today, what are they going to want when they're my age? When they're in their 40s or 30s? Maybe when they're just little tiny children like Meg. No, Meg's in her 20s. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? She's got such a bright future ahead of her. She's already just an amazing content creator. Can you imagine? Give her another 30 years of experience and make her my age, right? My goodness, she's going to be unbelievable. The future for Meg is so bright. It warms my heart. So anyway, yeah, investing in Lego is one of the best things I ever did. I'm almost done collecting the retired sets. I love it. And that's what you're going to see. I think you're going to see that. My Padawan, I wish my Padawan didn't absolutely hate Legos. Oh no, can't afford them. They're expensive, right? Lego is not a cheap hobby. And that's why I think as kids get older and they think, boy, I couldn't afford that when I was a kid. And they're going to want it. They're going to think back to Lego. Are they going to go back to wanting vintage collection or Black Series collection? Maybe, because they want to recreate these scenes from movies, right? And Lego creates these fantastic scenes. But yeah. Woo! So there's that. What else did I have here for you guys today? Those are main topics. There's a couple things I want to do. I want to finish. I brought this up. We've been talking about the toys today, and I've got some toys here to share with you guys. I'm gonna bring this up here. Right, I've got a box here I got from Hasbro this week. It's sitting here. We're gonna open this in just a moment. I got it in a public mailbox. Hasbro's shipped my Carson Teva. He has left the facility. He's on his way from. This came from Illinois. A lot of these come from Florida, but Carson Tava is on his way. I'll have him in my hands next week. But what's in this box? There's something in there. No, but wait, there's more. Hold on. There's more. We've got this one. Oh, it's a much bigger box. This one here, also from Illinois. Right. We've got another box here from our good friends at Hasbro. What's in this big one? Right, we've got more in here. I honestly can't remember what's in here. We'll see. We're going to open it in just a minute. And also, you guys have been here. You know, we've been working on this cardboard version of the X-Wing and the 4D model, right? We've got this guy here, and we've made it this far. Right? We've made it another full box of Ray figures. I wish, Matt, I wish if it were a box of just Ray figures, it would be a happy day. I would be a happy Star Wars fan. It helps. Now, so we made it this far. We've got these two wings on, right? We got these two wings on our X-Wing. Red 5, he's partially complete. We've gone all the way through the instruction book, getting we built the body first, the fuselage there, right? That was the first step. Then we built the upper wing, lower wing, and then it's a rinse and repeat to build the other two wings. So what I did, just so it wouldn't take so much time, is I went ahead and built the wings following the same. It's just a rinse and repeat of what I've already done. So if you want to see how these wings come together, those videos, I've done them the last couple of weeks. So here's the top wing. For the other side, we can slide that one in, and then here, just a second, we're gonna do this. All right, we slide this wing in here. Oh, there we go. Right, and then we got one more. We got one more wing to slide in place. The bottom, and these are different. There's differences in the assembly, but again, we've already done these, so we're going to take this and we're going to slide it onto the bottom slot here, and we'll complete the X-Wing just like that. Then after the unboxings, maybe next week. Here we go. There we go. There we go. We got the other two wings on. So now we have the complete X-Wing, right? There's still more left. So what we have left, look at that. Fantastic, right? This is my daughter Shay bought this for me for my birthday this year. She got it at Ollie's. So there's look at it, R2 sitting up in there. This is great. I love it. So there's this, and then there's a little bit more to do. We've got to build the base. So here's the instruction sections. We're going to build this base so that we can sit the X-Wing on that base there, right? So this is the last step we have to do. I've got those sitting here for the next time we're able to get together to do that. So we'll do that very, very soon. We're going to do some unboxings here in 1 second. So that's next. What's in the box? Well, we're going to see. We're going to see here in just 1 second. Let me get your comments, and then speaking of Santa, stay on target. We'd love to have you guest star on their show. Santiva, speaking of Santiva, stay on target. Would love to have you guest star on their show. Oh, stay on target. I would love to. Look, Baymax contacted me earlier today and mentioned another show that I'm trying to set up, doing something with them. I would absolutely love guest starring on a show with Stay on Target. That'd be great, KG. Of course, we've got other friends that I enjoy going on EBN from time to time. I've enjoyed having Matt here from time to time. When Meg is able to join me, well, I have a great time talking to other Star Wars content creators. We've had Mike from A Guy Who Loves Star Wars. He's popped into the show a couple times. Just love getting to talk about Star Wars with other Star Wars fans. I even got to talk with Star Wars Theory twice. So there's that. Not sure if anyone remembers the Obi-Wan Hutt scene from Hutt set from 2002, retired in 2016. Found it from Bricks and Bricks for $69 when it was originally $150. Oh, goodbye. That's fantastic. Great purchase. Are you going to hit pause on getting new Ray figures until the movie is eventually released? Whenever I come by a Ray figure, I'd be happy to pick it up. No, the answer is no. Stay on Target is great. Santiva is a joke on Stay on Target. Oh, the Christmas version of Carson Tiva. Look, Meg, I love you so much. I can't even express. The movie, Matt Risman, shut your mouth. I, I told Meg this week, um, I desperately want to see a Ray movie before she's too old or I die. Right? There's a day coming when Santa's not going to be here anymore. I'm 58 years old. Right? 58 years old. I would love to see another Ray movie before I die. So please, let's get another Ray movie. I'm dying to see more of those sequel era characters in shows, movies, content. Right, dying to see it. All right, I have a Mike Porter dad joke. I want to do the Mike Porter dad joke, and we'll do the unboxings, and we'll just spend a little bit more time before we wrap things up. Mike Porter gave us a good since we're on the topic. Right, it says, what did the force-sensitive scavenger, not scavenger. What did the force-sensitive scavenger say when her planet was attacked at the break of dawn? Crack of dawn. You can guess who that is. Who's the force-sensitive scavenger? Whose planet was attacked at the force of dawn? Well, she. It's way too early in the morning for this. No. Thank you, Mike Porter. Mike said he was going to be on the road today, so unable to join us here. For Santa's 75th birthday, we can see Grandma Ray. Oh, Matt Risman, you're an evil man. Evil. He walks like an angel. Let's see. Can I get that? That's the Matt Risman theme song. Oh, we can hear it. Oh, good. No. You guys are being bad. All right. So there's our Mike Porter dad joke. I'm going to go ahead and unbox these. We're going to see what's in the box. What's in the box? We're going to get in here. The toy close up. Let's see what's in the small box first. I can't remember. And I was telling my wife, she's like, seriously? You got more of these things coming in? Don't you still have a balance on the credit card you got to pay off? I'm like, oh, look, I ordered these a long time ago. I didn't just buy these. I'm waiting. I'll get, we'll wait. Let's see, what's in here? What's in this box? Now, we've got the wrapping, this stuff in here that Peanut hates. So Peanut may, Peanut's back here. Where are you, Peanut? There she is. All right. She doesn't like it. But we can get in here. We can see. So Hasbro, they've been lately using this paper wrap to put their figures in when they ship them. Oh, so we take the paper wrap. Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't like that stuff. Toss it on the ground. We got two figures in here, and I'm happy about these. So first, we've got Moff Gideon in the Dark Trooper armor. Right here. We needed this guy. Right. We'll open him in just a second. All right. I'm not going to leave him carded. I'm going to open him. We got Moff Gideon in the Dark Trooper armor. And then I told you guys I'm a Mando collector, but couldn't leave this one. I couldn't leave this one. I needed to have it. All right. Timothy Oliphant and that gorgeous hair. I have hair envy because Santa has no hair. Hair envy. Timothy Oliphant's hair is amazing. Look at that guy's hair. Oh my goodness. No. But I've got the Boba Fett, Cobb Vanth. We have another Cobb Vanth wearing the Boba armor. But there's some interesting things about that. We've talked about it before. But we've got this guy here. We're going to open up in just a minute here. Peanut probably thinks bees are going to come out of that paper. Oh, maybe. Maybe that's it. So let's open this bigger box, and then we'll open these figures. What's in the big box? I can't remember. I honestly don't know what's in this box. We'll open it and we'll see. We got a great big box here. You're like Cobb Vanth, you've got to suck it up and watch Alien Earth. But if it's scary, I can't watch it. I don't enjoy being scared. I can't deal with it. We talked about this. I asked the other day on our call. We had a 2-hour call this week. It was a lot of fun. But I asked, is that Alien Earth? I hear a lot of people talking about it. Is it scary? And I told him what my tolerance is for scary. I said, Sam, that's probably not for you then. Oh, I think I see what's in here. What's in this box? All right, can you guys make it out yet? So inside of here, oh my goodness. We've got more of this paper, peanut repelling paper right here. She doesn't like it. I thought, Peanut, you should like this. You can play with it. It's paper. You can tear it up. She likes to tear things up. I mean, she's a parrot after all. She loves it. But boy, this stuff here, she's like, no thanks, Dad. I don't like it. Again, I kind of broke the rules with this. Right? I broke the rules with this because it's not Mando. I couldn't help it. This is one of the best. You talk about a bantha. This is like the definitive bantha. It's got to be the best. One of the best animal like creatures that they've ever created. I think it's Baymax. I got my 2 banthas last night. Oh, I got mine yesterday afternoon. This came yesterday afternoon. I'm like, my goodness, that's a big box. What's in there? Yeah, Tatooine. Yes, Tatooine is part of Mandalorian. So, this is one of the best beasts, one of the best that they've ever made. It's gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to opening this. We've got a Tusken Raider here. I probably leave him carded, but I need this. Right, second to the Rancor, in my opinion. Yeah, this is like OG. I couldn't help it. It's in the Star Wars box. It's not, not Boba. It's not. It's not from the prequel era or Mando era. So we're gonna open this one up just a little bit. Yeah, like a bantha. Like, no. It is really well made. So we're gonna get into this right now. We'll go ahead and open these because I am excited. I'm excited about this. What a great, look at that. In the classic Kenner box. And again, I'll recommend to you guys, and I know you already know, my friend Tim from Boss Bounty and from Only One Kenobi. Both of those guys are just wonderful people, wonderful humans, and both of them do fantastic reviews of vintage collection stuff. Before I get completely rid of the box, let's go ahead and finish showing you guys all the sides here. Right, there's that. Look at that handsome fellow right there. Look at that handsome face. A face only a Mama Bantha would like. So we're gonna get in here. We'll get into this. Let's see. I opened the other end. Go ahead. Get in here. I'm excited about this. I think it's fantastic. Slide them on out of there. Oh, we don't need that. Oh, I got to turn it over. Here we go. We'll get rid of the box, and then don't need this. Here's our carded Tusken Raider. Of course, these come pretty pristine. They're unpunched, which was a thing back in the day because when they hang them on the hooks in the stores, this gets punched out. And so when you found it unpunched, that was super special. But they're easier to find now. But here's our Tusken Raider VC380. We're going to leave him in there. I'm not going to open him. I don't need him in my collection. So we're going to leave him carded. And then we're going to get this Bantha. I couldn't help myself. Now I just need Grogu to ride a Bantha. You know, how awesome would it be to see Grogu, or Din and Grogu riding through the deserts of Tatooine on a Bantha? Right. There's things I say I need to have in my life. That's another thing I need to have in my life. I need Grogu riding a Bantha. He's already tamed a Rancor, right? But wow, look at my goodness, you guys! I just look at this. Look at this. Can you see how see how shiny, just gorgeous this hair is on here? They did such a great job. They did such a look in there. Look in his eyes. Tell him he's not a pretty boy. He's a pretty boy. Look at this guy. What's great about this too is look, he can open his mouth. Got to get look. Santa has this problem too. The mustache getting in the mouth, it's no good. You don't want that. You don't need the mustache getting in the way of your food. Guy, look at this guy. Authentic Wookiee hair. It's just great. The tail, all of this is just wonderful. Here are the horns. I can show you guys really close detail. Vintage collection Bantha. It's got a bit of heft to it, actually. And I already saw this as well. This, he's ready for nom noms. You can lift the saddle off of him. It's strapped underneath. There's a little buckle underneath here. You can take the saddle off. I don't leave the saddle on. I have no reason to take it off. Again, Tim and Only One, Boss Bounty and Only One, they've done great reviews. You can see their full reviews. His little feet are posable, right? You can pose these feet in there. Look at this guy. He's adorable. I love him so much. I'm so happy. This guy is great. So we're going to set him down here. You know who needs to ride a Bantha? I know who needs to ride a Bantha. Here, how you doing there, buddy? All right. Well, we're going to get him set up here. We're going to set our Bantha right off to the side here. Here. Right? We know who needs to ride a Bantha. Who needs to ride a Bantha? Cobb Vanth, that's who. Cobb Vanth needs to ride a Bantha. Oh my goodness, you guys, silly. It's Friday. You guys got plans for the weekend? We're going to go to a reindeer farm tomorrow morning. The Buckeye Santas from here in Ohio. We're going to meet up at Dirt Dutchman. It's a bit of like an Amish flavored restaurant, Amish run kind of thing. And Mennonite Amish kind of place. And they do like home cooked food kind of there. We're going to have lunch at Dirt Dutchman up in Butler, Ohio. And from there, we're going to take a hop skip right over down the road. It's only about 3 miles away, to a reindeer farm. We're going to have a whole bunch of Santa Clauses at a reindeer farm tomorrow here in Central Ohio. So there's the Cobb Vanth card. There he is, Timothy Oliphant and his beautiful hair right there. Santa, enough about Timothy's hair. I know. Look, I've got hair envy. So we'll set the card over here. We'll open up Cobb Vanth, and we'll see what he's all about here. I reached out to Boss Bounty and to Only One Kenobi. I didn't hear back from him about joining the show today. I thought it'd be fun to go through these with them, but here's Cobb Vanth. We're going to talk about him in a second. Let me get his rifle out. Right, this is the mayor of Freetown right here. Did you see the Mando Boba compilation? I did see that. Yes, OSU plays at 7. Ohio State is playing. So Ohio State right here. We're playing Ohio University. those Ohio University Bobcats tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I wanted to go to that game because Ohio University's marching band, I've been a fan of since I was in high school. In fact, I had a scholarship offer to OU in their music program. Ended up taking a better scholarship offer to go to a different school, but I very much wanted to be a Bobcat. But now I'm a graduate of Ohio State. I'm a Buckeye. Let's see if we can get the camera here to focus on this fantastic figure. Look at this guy. Hasbro, for all the complaints people have, they're doing an amazing job on these figures. We got a low cast holster here. Look at this guy. He is just amazing. Amazing figure. Again, go catch the full review at Boss Bounty. We're going to go ahead and put the pistol into the holster right here. That low slung Western gunslinger, right? He's got that going for him. He's got that going for him in a big way. So we're going to do this. Set this out here. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. And that is Cowboy. Cowboy. Cobb Vanth. We got his handkerchief around his neck. He's fantastic. Here you go. You want to ride a Bantha? I know you typically ride a speeder to get across the deserts of Tatooine. It takes a while to get across the deserts of Tatooine. We got the rocker hips here. So one of the things they've been doing lately is they've got this hip that can open so he can sit on the Bantha. So we open the rocker hips there, bend his knees, get him in Bantha riding. If you're going to ride like a Bantha, you got to get on there. We got to get him positioned. Oh, look at this. You guys, you can't believe this. This is just like the best. It's amazing. Let's see if I can. He sits right up on there. The way that the Bantha is designed, he fits right on there. We're going to give him hold on. We got to give him. You're riding across the desert. You still got to watch out for hooligans. You don't know when you're going to run into a hooligan as you make your way across the desert. Hold on, Santa can't see. Oh, you make your way across the desert. You never know. You might run into a hooligan. So when you run into hooligans, you got to have your weapons on hand. So let's get him holding on to this rifle appropriately here. All right, I'm gonna get this all positioned in here. Get in there. All right, hold on there, Cobb. There you go, buddy. There you go. Just like that. Perfect. Oh my goodness. There's a guy who's ready for action. Don't mess with Cobb Vanth when he's riding the Bantha across the desert to Tatooine. Get him back on here. Holding on. Hold on there, Cobb Vanth. Have a seat. Get you sit there on the Bantha as you make your way across the deserts of Tatooine. Oh, shoot. Cobb, I got to get you on the program here to hold on to this weapon and hold on good. Right? Don't let go. I need you to keep a firm grip on that. There you go. Now we're ready. Look at this guy. Let me see if I can raise him up where you guys can see better. Look at this guy riding a Bantha. Look at that. He's riding a Bantha. He's just great. This makes me happy in so many ways. We're going to set this over on the shelf over there. May put him on the new bookshelf when I get it up. So there you go. There's Cobb Vanth on a Bantha. And now we're going to set him off here. We've got another figure to open. Our actual Mando card. Of everything that came, I get one Mando card. And Moff Gideon. We've even got Carson Teva on the way. Now, Carson Teva is Mando, right? I'm wondering if I need to get an X-Wing for Carson Teva. I don't have a specific X-Wing for him. I've got an old X-Wing, like from an early 2000s. Like, do I need to get another X-Wing? You know, one of the modern ones for Carson Teva is, I'll tell you what, the actor, my wife and I absolutely love, we, we absolutely love Kim's Convenience. And I'm a huge fan of the actor. He is just a wonderful soul. He's a wonderful person. He's just, it makes you happy when you see him talking about getting to be in Star Wars. He's a fan. He's one of us, right? Here we go. There's Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper armor. You know, he's got a pole there. Got one of those electro blades, right? We're going to get into that in just a second. Lift that off. We don't need it. Got to open up, get the electricity out of here. This guy. Yeah. Oops. Ooh. We're good. We're good. We didn't lose it. Yeah. Woo. Peanut heard me. We'll get his blaster out of here. This figure didn't excite me as much. It's a nice set. I guess the question is, and we've heard. Do you think he's alive? Do you think Moff Gideon lived? Or do you think that was a clone of his that fell and got burned it up? Or do you think Moff Gideon's dead? All right. Santa's happy. We'll get more toys. Please keep Santa happy. This just thrills me to death. So there we go. We've got the electro staff. I think he's dead, but he's a great figure. He's a great character. Moff Gideon is. So it's not going to make me sad if he's alive. If he's alive, I'm not going to be mad about it. But I think he's dead. I just think it's more likely. So we'll take a look here. This figure, look, they like to call them Maul DeLoreans. They've got these spikes on their helmets, like a Zabrak. They got the Zabrak spikes on their helmet. So I'd call them Maul DeLoreans. And so he's more loyal to that cause right there. Moff Gideon wearing the black armor here. And then he's got this soft goods cape, which is great. It's got this color on the inside, right? That like a maroon color on the inside. Look at how great this is. And then he's got a jetpack. He's got the black jetpack. Right? So he's got himself a nice little get up there. And I got another theory about Moff Gideon. You guys hung around with me a while. You may know this. If you haven't hung around me, there's a whole cloning program going on, right? See that in The Mandalorian? And actually, you see it when this guy shows. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put his pistol in his holster. He's wearing his holster's a bit tighter, right? So we're gonna put this in here. Put the pistol in there. I want him to hold this vibroblade. He had a cloning program where he's cloning himself, making himself Mandalorian, and lots of Mandalorians that are him. Sort of like taking your old, based off of Jango Fett, all the clones being Mandalorian. And there's a whole backstory to that and everything, why they chose that. But here we go. We got our electro staff, right? But we need to put electricity on the electro staff. So they've got the electricity right here. You can slide this right onto the end of the blade so that Moff Gideon here, he's ready to do business. Right? He's ready to do business. We're gonna set him up there like that. Yeah. So here's our guy. I'm going to do this. Hold on a second. Get him all ready there. Here, I'm going to switch my camera so you guys can see me because I'm going to hold him up here, right? So I'm just trying to get his arms positioned. I'll put his backpack back on there so that he can hold the electro staff, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this out here and turn his hand. I want him to be. I'll go back to the close-up camera in just a second. I want to get this in here. Hold on. Off, Gideon. Put it down in there. Come on. There we go. There we go. Get it? This hand. And then we're going to put it across here. Make him a bit menacing where he's got this electro staff right behind his thumb. Here. There we go. Behind his thumb. Get his hand positioned around it. Got to twist his wrist just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's almost perfect. That is almost perfect. There we go. Adjust it just a little bit. Okay, I'll switch back over here. You guys can see. Look at this. He's got hold of the electro staff in both hands. Got a good grip on there. Thumb wrapped around there. So he's holding on to that. We're going to put his jetpack back on. Oh, come on. Right after I was bragging about you, Moff Gideon, and then you go and you drop it. We're going to put the backpack back on here. And we're going to add Moff Gideon to the collection. All right, so here we go. There. All right. There he is. Moff Gideon, electro staff, black jetpack, soft goods cape. I'll put him on a stand. Look at that. It's a gorgeous figure. Hasbro's doing a nice job. They really are. I mentioned before about the future. These figures are great. Their marketing team, I think, has dropped the ball a couple times. Baymax and I have talked about it, like with the Haslabs. They could have sold more. They could have sold more had they done it right. Right. Because what you see is a surge. Once the Haslab funds, you see this huge surge of people. And people knew that it funded and it could unlock the tiers, especially when that first tier unlocked. And you got Tabor, right? You got him. You could have probably gotten the other two tiers unlocked. The way it is. The way it is. This is great. I've had a great day opening these toys with you guys. Next week, I hope to finish the Starfighter here, right? We got this guy. We're going to finish this next week, put it on the stand so it'll be standing. And then we're going to move on to work on our Cantina set. I've got the Cantina boxes right here beside me. We'll get into those next week. So thanks for hanging out with me. It was great to see you all here. Mumbo Jimbo, thank you for your support of the channel, your encouragement. Just fantastic. It was good to see KG here today. Sabersmith. It was good to see Matt Risman with us. I haven't seen Matt in a while. Good to see you, Matt. And Star Wars Meg. Thanks for joining us. Baymax, thank you so much. You guys are all just wonderful. I've got just because I'm gushing about you guys. Let me share with you. I got an email. You get these monthly content creator emails. I've got this tiny channel, right? My channel's that big. I'm a nobody. Right? I am so small. But I got this YouTube thing in the mail. My monthly newsletter. And look, last month, just the month of August 2025, I had 885 views. Now, Meg gets those on a single video, more, right? But look, I'm just a little guy, just tiny, right? I'm an old dude. I'm boring, right? No good. But 885 views, 12,000 viewing minutes. Wow. You guys are incredible. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing and liking the video and letting other people know what we do here. I have a great time talking about Star Wars and just being a nerd, right? There are terrible, terrible things going on in the world. Everywhere you look, just horrible things happening everywhere. Happening here in the United States, out in Utah, we had a terrible, terrible thing happen. We've had around the country. Over in Europe, I'm devastated by what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and what's going on over in Israel. Look, the people are being killed every day, and it's terrible. Just look in the world, and it's no good. To get to come here, talk about Star Wars, and be a nerd, just open some toys, have some fun. It's a great relief of the stress of the day. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me go on. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Can't wait to see you next time. And until then, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye now.